Hello and welcome to the MuddyBootz Allotment channel. My name is Nigel, and in this new series, Growing Made Easy, I'll be taking a look at some of the vegetables that I grow in easy to follow steps from sowing the seed right the way up to harvest. Peas are probably the earliest vegetable I have any recollection of growing at home. When I was a youngster, we lived in a house that had quite a large garden. It was divided down the middle. One side was lawn and flowers, and the left-hand side was for my father's vegetables. And as a young lad, I can quite remember picking peas off these stalks, shelling them and eating them on the plot. Quite often I got told off. The peas them days, before they used to grow them through little twigs like pea sticks, and they had quite a good crop. Today, traditional growing methods have changed and other people use different ways of growing and eating them. Over the last few years, more and more people started growing microgreens, and peas are an ideal candidate for that. Or you can let them grow a little bit bigger and take the tips and the shoots. But I prefer the traditional method, growing the pea for the pod and getting the crop inside. There are quite a number of different varieties out on the market now, including heritage varieties, but I tend to grow the traditional ones. If you want a really early crop, there's two good recommendations. There's Feltham First and Early Onward. The ones that I grow are Kelvedon Wonder, Hurst Green Shaft, and if you want the really tall varieties, have a look at a variety called Allotment. Pea seeds have quite a hard shell. Now it's a personal preference of mine that any seed with a really tough shell, I like to soak it 12 to 24 hours before sowing. About 2 or 3 years ago I did a little trial, 2 rows, one directly sown and the other had a row of peas that had been soaked. And the ones that were soaked did give better germination. Whether that was a coincidence or not, I don't know. But I actually believe soaking the seed softens the shell, which aids the germination a bit better. It's time to get the peas underway, and the first lot I'm sowing this year is Kelvedon Wonder. As usual, I get these from my local market in a place called Penkridge. Half a pint, and I usually put them in a little jar, give them a soak overnight, and then we'll start sowing these tomorrow. I'll just top the jar up first. It'll be amazing how much they do swell up and take the water in, which for me works quite well because it helps them germinate that fast as soon as they hit the soil. So they'll be in for more or less 24 hours, and then we'll sow them a bit later on tomorrow. Good morning all. It's a bit of an early start this morning, only I've got a full day planned, but I wanted to get the peas in after put them in to soak yesterday. So the first job is to drain the water off, but as you can see these have swollen quite a lot. I'll just drain the water off, then get the troughs ready to plant them. Just putting a little layer of compost on the bottom here, nothing too deep. This is the Wix's compost that I purchased about, I think it's about 3 or 4 bags of. So it doesn't need to be too deep. If you notice on there, there's drainage holes in the bottom. Now sowing peas, there's different thoughts on it. This one works for me. Soaking peas works for me. Some people don't soak them. Some people don't have drain holes. It's whatever it suits you. Like, but to say this method works for me, and I'm just going to carry on using it. So that's the bottom layer put in. Now normally I'd sow direct onto these, but this compost is a little bit dry, so I'm just going to give it a little light dust of water. That's it. And on with the sowing. So there's the peas in. I'm one who just scatters them. I can't be done with putting them in a pattern or nothing. I mean, that's the way they grow in nature. And all that's left now is to do a little top covering of soil. Some people don't put drainage holes in because the roots grow out and it's problems getting out, but to be honest, all I do when I'm ready to plant out, I dig a trench in the soil, give the gutter a good soaking so it's absolutely brimming with water, and then the slide out, the roots and all. I've never had no problem, but we'll see that later on when I come to plant out. All that's left now is to give the soil a gentle tamp down just to get in contact with the peas fully, and then I'll give it a little drink and it's all done. That's it, all tucked up, so just sit back and wait, see what happens. While watering the peas, despite putting a bit of growth on, I noticed that it started to go a bit pale, so it's time to get them in the ground. By giving these a good watering, it will make them easier to come out the gutter when we slide them into the trench. That's the first 2 rows of pea sown in gutters out in the beds now. I've added a little cloche on the top because we have got a couple of days of rain forecast, and also the sparrows try and peck the tips of the peas out the first few days, so that'll give them protection. Now it's a good time to get some more sown. can see, I've parted the 2 rows of peas, just like the Dead Sea. And what'll happen now, I'll just put a little string along the bottom just to pull the peas back up to the frame, just to coax them in, and once the tendrils get onto the actual wire mesh, they'll be away on their own. So there's the strings, I've just put them along the bottom. It's basically just to pull them into the net, and that'll be on for about 1 or 2 weeks, just till the tendrils get going, and then I'll cut it off, then they'll be on their own. The only thing left to do now is to put a support net over the top, otherwise they'll become pigeon fodder. These are in full production now, and we're getting quite a few peas off here. I had to put this curtain net round the side because the sparrows, for some reason, took a like to them, but they seem to have given that up now. Now when cropping, there don't seem to many sparrows trying to pick the tops out. As you can see, there's peas forming everywhere. We need to get some more cropped out of there. That there is after about 15-20 minutes picking. There's still absolutely loads and loads more peas on. Could easily fill the bucket probably a couple of times, but I've had enough for now. I'll start shelling these a bit later on. And there they are, all shelled. I reckon that's about 1/4 to 1/3 of the crop what's actually on there still. And I've got another 2 gutters to put out, so I don't know whether I've put too many peas in this year, but you can freeze them, so all's not lost. This is the pea pods, what remains of the shells off the peas we've just shown you. It does remind me of the Good Life, where he made some pea pod wine, but I think in my case I'll be chopping them up and they'll be going into the worm bin. Well, that just about wraps it up, folks. I do hope you've enjoyed it and got something out of it, particularly the newer growers we have on YouTube now. I have got quite a lot more of this style to release, covering other different vegetables that I grow on my allotment. If you've not already subscribed, there's a button down the corner. Click on that, and also click on the bell, and that will notify you when I upload a new video. So many thanks for watching. I'm Nigel Jukes. You've been watching MuddyBootz Allotment.